This is the Garden Minute, brought to you by Swedish Covenant Hospital. Hi, I'm LaManda Joy, and today we're going to have a little talk about tomato trellises. There's a lot going on in the tomato trellis world, so I'm sort of in tomato trellis mania central here. So I want to talk through all these types of support structures and the ones that might be best for your garden. So this is a very typical tomato cage that you're going to see at a hardware store, maybe even the grocery store. They're very inexpensive and they work pretty good when the tomatoes are small. But what happens if this is an indeterminate tomato? That means it's going to keep growing all season long. They can get really big and really heavy. And what tends to happen with these is the wire supports down here aren't very strong, and then the thing will start to sag over the season. So that's not so great. So if you want to use these cages, there's a couple solutions. First off, you could just get like a 1x1 or a 2x2 and just pound it in beside the tomato. So just pound it in, and that will help hold it up once the weight of the plant starts making it tipsy. That's one thing you can do. Or another thing is you could take that same 2x2 and bolt it into the side of your bed. You can use a couple screws, bolt that in, and then you could attach this to it, and that will make sure that it's nice and sturdy. Otherwise, if you're using these cages, just be prepared that they're going to start to, fall over a little bit as the season progresses. There's a slightly better version of this one that I'd like to show you here. It's better because it's sturdier, it's also prettier, it's got nice colors. It's got a heavier gauge wire, so at the bottom, it's a little stronger and it might not tip as much. Just to be on the safe side, depending on the type of tomato abundance that you're planting, you might also want to pound a stake in to help hold these up as the season goes along. But for now, they're okay as they are, but just be prepared that you might need to do some triage a little bit later. Now, my absolute favorite type of tomato trellis is this. These are so awesome. They have really strong gauge metal here, so they don't bend. But the great thing about this is as the tomato grows, you just sort of flop the leaves over here, and it's very sturdy and strong. I have these in my home garden, and I've used them for years, and I think they're fantastic. We've talked about a lot of readily available tomato support options here, so there's things to choose from. But one thing you need to make sure you do is put your support in when the tomato is small. So the tomatoes are small now, it's pretty easy to put those cages in. Once they get big, it's going to get out of control, and it's going to be tough to support them using something like this. You can also build your own support method, and that's great. Just make sure that it's sturdy and that it looks good. But otherwise, enjoy a great tomato season. This has been the Garden Minute. Special thanks to the Chicago Flower and Garden Show, Swedish Covenant Hospital, and Production One Media.